Hello Stampers, this is Julia Fair in Fair's Craft Lair and welcome to another YouTube Tuesday video. This week my blog is featuring Painted Harvest and I have not had much of a chance to work with this, so I'm really excited to be able to share this with you. And today's tutorial is going to be making this beautiful card with the large floral pattern in there. And let's take a look at this stamp set real quick, because what we have here is several images that pair together to create different layers of the same stamped image. So right here, this is a two-step stamp. You'd stamp this one first in a lighter color, and then you'd go in and do the detail with a darker color for shading. The same applies to the other ones. So this would be a lighter color, and then this would be a darker color, and this up here is actually the center for the flowers as well. And what's really fun, you don't have to, for the flower, you don't really have to worry about lining it up. The leaves are fairly easy, and because they are photopolymer, when you do need to line something up, it's going to be a lot easier to do. Okay, so we're going to do that with the floral image today, and you'll be using the leaf, one of the leaves a little bit. So follow along with me. Just a heads up, the special of the week is, if with any $35 order, you will get a do-it-yourself VIP card kit in the mail for all the projects, all 5 of the projects that are using Painted Harvest on my blog this week. So if you like what you're seeing here, you can order this product with me. The instructions are all on my blog. I will send you a kit in the mail so that you have all the supplies to make all the cards that you see on all 5 of the projects I'm making this week with this. So let's get started. By the way, the host code up here is for being able to order that. Let me know if you're interested in that. Also, be looking on the 23rd this week is Stampin' Up's anniversary, or their birthday. Not their anniversary, it's their 30th anniversary year, but it's their birthday this on the 23rd, and they have a big sale going on for stamps, which is something that they don't always do. So if you're looking to order, this would be an excellent time to place an order. All right, so I've got my card base here. We're just gonna go over that. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I need to do some stamping on the base. So I'm going to use Bermuda Bay to stamp my sentiment in the bottom left corner, and I'm actually going to get my Stampin' Pierce mat. Actually, let's open this up. It'll make it a little easier. It'll be a little flat. All right, so we've got that. My camera's right in the way. Bottom left corner, hopefully that's straight. Pretty good. Awesome. We're gonna come back to that one in a minute, so I'm just gonna leave that open. All right, and then I like using, this is the leaf detail shape, and I'm just using soft seafoam. And it didn't go quite as far as I wanted it to last time, so I'm gonna go kind of around the sentiment a little bit. And then up here, almost to the top edge. There we go. So just like that, all right? And you'll see what that's gonna do. That creates that background texture that we are wanting. Oh, I should have left that open too. So we're done stamping on the base for now. Now what we're going to do is stamp on the second layer, okay? So I have 2 layers. We're gonna adhere these together later on per the card design, but we're gonna actually make that beautiful paper right there. I cut a small piece just so that I can get the stamping done quickly for you guys. You could do this all over a giant piece of cardstock, like a full sheet of cardstock, and get an absolutely gorgeous look. But what I mean by gorgeous is you could stamp the entire paper, and then you could use it on many, many, many cards. I love being able to do that, especially when I need to do a lot of stamping at one time, or a lot of card making, a lot of cards. This is Coastal Cabana, so I'm gonna use the large, like the step 1 of this. All right, I'm just going to plop that down, hold it for a second, a couple seconds. I'm kind of doing it on a diagonal, right? You always want to hold it for a couple seconds. Yep, because it'll get really good connection with your paper, and that's what we want. A little bit there, and we'll put a little bit there. Excellent, that looks really good. Okay, I'm just gonna stamp off some of this ink. All right, and then we're gonna go back to Bermuda Bay. So this uses a lot of colors, and I love color. I love playing with color, being able to create a lot of color. So the Bermuda Bay is a darker version of the blue, and it's not exactly the same. The only thing I'm trying to line up here is the center. Kind of has a similar shape. And when I do that, it makes it just a little bit, you get a little bit more of the center shape properly. But otherwise, don't bother trying to line this one up. It's not necessarily gonna, doesn't have to. It's gonna look pretty anyway. All right, so don't worry about that. I've been stamping all over with this one. I've been trying to figure out, is there a way to line this up? And no, there's not. There's no right or wrong way with this one. I may do a little bit here just because it's off the paper. But otherwise, it's really not a big deal. And there we go. All right, so now we have all those flowers with that awesome dimension. All right, so the next thing, I'm gonna put Bermuda Bay away. Now I'm gonna come in with that. I'm gonna do that last, give it a little bit more time to dry. Go back to soft seafoam. I'm gonna add some of these leaves in between. It's light enough and really pretty. There we go. That's awesome. So cool. All right, we got one more color to go. I've got the heater going in this room. This room, my craft room, is above the garage on our house right now, which is not the greatest. So it's actually getting kind of cold in here, so I have the space heater going. But that's part of what that noise is that you're hearing in the background. There we go. 3 of those. I'm not even worried about lining them up perfectly. Just get them on the paper. They look great. All right, so that is our paper, stamping our paper. Look at how much awesome color that has. So cool, huh? Okay, so I'm gonna flip this over because it's a little cleaner then. Ha ha ha. All right, so coming back to our card, what we're gonna do first is put adhesive on the back of this. Whoop. A little bit stretchy. And place it on this layer right here. There we go. Okay, and that's gonna go on our card base there with dimensionals, but I got a couple things to do first. All right, so I've got some ribbon and some thread to put on first. And the thread, I just do a little bit of that snail on the back. And I'm using the copper thread because the ribbon that I'm using is from the Tea Room product suite, and it's Coastal Cabana, I believe it's Coastal Cabana, and it has copper in it. So I wanted to make sure I had a little bit more copper since I was going to be using that ribbon, which is so pretty. I'm just winding this around my hand. Of course, the end doesn't want to, it doesn't want to listen to me. Of course, on camera, it never wants to listen to me. Okay, I better make sure that this is the right. This way? I go this way? Nope, I want to go this way. Okay, so and I don't mind that it's getting kind of twisty in the middle, as long as I can tuck those ends. Again, tucking ends, or just snipping them off if you're not patient. I'm losing some patience on that. Nope, I did it the wrong way. Okay, well this is the other reason why I like using snail for this specifically. Oops, no one's gonna know. The only reason why I'm doing that is because I have it up in this corner and this corner, so I kind of want it to overlap that. So that's why I'm a little bit more particular. And this is really, it's not going to do a permanent hold on it. It's just going to get it in place so that I can do the rest of the adhesive that I need to do. All right, so the next piece of this is we're going to do some glue dots on the end of this tea room ribbon. All right, we're going to go around the edge of this panel. And then on the back. Okay, and then I can cut right about there. Get another dimensional on there, and then we will tie bow. Or get another glue dot, making sure I'm getting my glue dot in the right place. There we go. Okay, so now before I get the bow tied on here, I do have adhesive on the back that is exposed. So I'm going to get this tacked down onto my card first because it's just a lot easier that way. I am not afraid to use dimensionals. I love dimensionals. They hold your projects up so well, and if anything needs to go through the mail, you really want to make sure that you do a good job getting that on there well, so that it doesn't turn out frumpy or, you know, crushed in the mail, anything like that. So I try to load up my projects. Alright, and somebody had showed me something. You can take your bone folder, I just learned this, you can take your bone folder, poke these in the middle, and it pops the edges of those dimensionals up so you can get them easier. So let's do that. I mean, who wouldn't do that? But I have to say, out of all of the dimensional foam adhesives that I've used over the years, these are by far the best. They are the easiest to work with. They're so much better than some of the other ones I've worked with. They just work really well. All right, so there we go. I'm gonna go over my crease again one more time. All right, so now we're gonna tie the bow on there. All right, and probably not that much ribbon. I did probably about 8 inches of ribbon. Tying bows on camera is not always my greatest, but it looks like because I did it this way, it's going to be a lot easier to do. I put my ribbon on first, and now I'm just tying around that, which actually makes it a lot easier to work with. Yeah, there we go. Whoop, and it's sliding up. So if I don't want that to move, I can put a dimensional on it. I really am not that particular about that. I just don't want it coming undone. And there we go. That'll work. All right, snip the ends off. That one's going to be a little bigger than my other one, but that's okay. There we go. All right. So that's how we're making this card today. I love this color combination. I don't know about you, but I would love to see some other color combinations that you guys come up with if you've been using this stamp set. And I've seen it done in so many different ways, and I just think it's absolutely wonderful. So please enjoy this tutorial, and if you do like my video, please like and subscribe, and also find me on Facebook. It's fairscraftlair.com, and I would love to have you as a part of our creative community. All right, we'll see you next time.